What's going on, all you wild secret Asian man? The Wild Cinephellas boys are back tonight. We're going to be talking about the series finale and the overall MCU show. I'm talking about Secret Invasion.
One last fight.
We talked about the first episode not too long ago, but tonight we're going to be talking about the entire 6 episode run that just finished last week on Disney Plus. And it's a mixed bag for me, but overall the series, the setup is of the invasion of the Skrulls. You guys may remember them, from Captain Marvel, Ben Mendelsohn's character showing up. But the series is really based on them and them coming to our world and reintroducing Nick Fury after the blip.
There's scrolls everywhere out in the world. You don't know who's who. They're blending in with society. And we find out that Kingsley Ben-ADIR's Gravik has this program basically where he's trying to steal and get superpowers so they can become super scrolls essentially. So he can, take over the world. It's the same plot that we've seen millions of times in other comic book movies and shows and comics. So nothing really new. But with the whole espionage aspect, this was, something new introduced to the Marvel universe, and it felt fresh for the first couple episodes. But after the first couple episodes, I was left kind of, bored with the whole plot. They, didn't really take it any further than that. They kind of played it out pretty, I was able to predict a lot what was going to happen, by the end of it. They killed off a lot of characters, which I was surprised with. A couple of well-known characters that have been around for a long time since, towards the beginning of the MCU with, Colby Smulders' character, Maria Hill, obviously played by Colby Smulders. Within the first episode, she was gone. So they came in hot with that, and they tried to establish this new threat with Gravik. And, as the season played on, we found out Gravik had, other motivations. He's somebody from Nick Fury's past that you find out eventually. I'm not going to spoil anything, but he's somebody from Nick Fury's past that Nick Fury knew and they had a history with. And, it all ramps up as the season goes on. It's a short, 6 episode season, so it really flies by. I was just, with a lot of the action and stuff, it just felt forced to me. Nothing was, it didn't feel like the stakes were raised. And with the, final action sequence that we saw there, I thought the CGI was, spotty at best. It didn't look the greatest when Gaia got her powers. She gets the Super Skull powers and is basically a super scroll, the super scroll. She's able to take out Gravik pretty easily after he's been established the whole season as this big villain with all these, major plans to take over, and she disposes of them pretty, easily. So I don't know. I just lost interest within, the first 3 episodes. After the first two, it just was kind of monotonous for me, and I just wasn't really into it. It didn't have that spark for me. It didn't feel like this was going to lead into more of what they're trying to do in this next phase. It just felt like they were trying to give, Nick Fury some action on the side here until they could figure out what to do and how to, keep him going in the Marvel MCU universe. With the newer shows, they're trying to establish a bunch of new characters. This is, reintroducing us to these characters that we've known for a long time, most of them anyway. And with that, I was expecting more from the show, and ultimately it just felt kind of flat to me.
Why did we need this show? It's more of the same and just nothing was on the line, no danger. Pretty boring series too. I would say a lot of
Yeah.
the dialogue wasn't very good. I thought Ben Mendelsohn and Nick and Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury, I thought they had great chemistry. They're always great together, but everybody else is just kind of not as good and not as memorable. I love Amelia Clark as an actress. I didn't think she brought much. I think it was more the writing. Her character wasn't that great either. I was really hoping they would do something with that, and It was all pretty predictable. A lot of the humans you think they are, you predict are Skrulls, and a lot of big kills in this, a lot of silly writing that didn't make sense, and
Yeah.
just overall just kind of a forgettable show.
Full of plot holes, things that didn't make sense, that came out of nowhere, characters doing stuff that you wouldn't, think of them doing. And it just didn't work for me. A lot of the relationships, Nick Fury and his wife, I, didn't feel close to them and their relationship. I didn't really buy them as this couple that's been together forever and that really know and love each other, and there's even double crossing within them. And it's, they just introduced way too many ideas and they didn't focus the story enough, and like you mentioned, Amelia Clark, I like her as an actor. She just wasn't given enough, her character wasn't fleshed out enough. Feels like they kind of introduced her, gave her a couple lines, threw her in a car with one of the characters. They talked a little bit and then, came back to her at the end and gave her all these powers. And it's just, I don't know. It feels like they're probably setting her up for something to do in the Marvels, maybe in the movie, with some of her powers. Obviously she got powers of all the other characters. Like she had Drax's, that kind of arm. So the power from him, she got a little bit from everything. But out of every other hero, she most resembled like Captain Marvel. So I guess they're going to bring her back for that, I'd assume. But yeah, I don't know. I just lost interest with this series quickly. Didn't find it interesting or fun. And, the 6 episodes, went by pretty quickly. And, other than seeing, Olivia Colman show up and seeing Don Cheadle, seeing those characters was cool, but it just, it didn't work for me.
I'm really pissed off at what they did with Rhodey's character, Don Cheadle's character.
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid. I thought the ending, the final episode was absolutely fucking silly. CGI looked awful. Just the way the end of the episode was like, that was my reaction watching it. Started off pretty strong. They're going at it like a Cold War espionage thriller, like Winter Soldier or Civil War kind of vibe to it. And then it just kind of went off the rails and all over the place. And, the final product was not very good. Marvel's not doing very good lately. A lot of misses for me. I was really, excited to see new TV show, new movie. And now I'm just not really that excited as much as I used to be. I think they're running out of steam and they need to slow it down a little bit, focus, and get a better direction for the future because we want to see all the amazingness that we used to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that being said, I'm going to give Secret Invasion, streaming on Disney Plus, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 Don Cheadle hair pieces.
I'm going to give it the same exact thing, a 2.5 out of 5 Martin Freeman hair pieces. Luckily, we have more Marvel on the way with Loki season 2. That trailer just dropped today. That looks really good. And the first season was really good in that. So hopefully that season will end up amazing and sort of save the sinking ship because it feels like it's just going down in flames at this point. It's been a lot of misses in a row. Feels like they're running out of steam. So let's see if that can get back on track. But we want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of Secret Invasion? Did you enjoy it more than these 2 wild Skrulls? Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to click subscribe. Also follow along with these wild stallions on Facebook, Instagram, and what is it now? X, for the latest and greatest in TV, movie news, and reviews.
That's right. That's our review of Secret Invasion. Huge miss here, and hopefully the future TV shows and movies get a little better, but not promising at this point. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel right here all summer long. Me and this guy have been yapping about movies and TV shows numerous times throughout the week, having a blast doing this. And we're coming up to the best time of the year, fall, here in a few months, October. So me and this guy looking forward to talking about a lot of movies, horror movies and TV shows.
Yeah, with the writer's strike, a lot of the newer shows and movies that were going to be coming out are being pushed back. And, you would think that we would not have as much to talk about. But you are wrong. We have so many horror movies that we've never reviewed. And we're going to be back and we're going to be reviewing them like crazy. And, even before Halloween, I have a feeling, once we get into September, we're going to start letting loose with all those. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, there's some horror movies coming up, some new ones, but we're going to revisiting a lot of the older ones that we haven't had a chance to talk about. So we're looking forward to that. But there's still a couple months left in summer. And so stay tuned to our YouTube channel as we'll be yapping like 6 barbers and reviewing more to come. So thank you guys for watching our review of Secret Invasion. Until the next Cinephellas TV review, I'm Uncle Henry Mendelson.
And I'm Logan L. Jackson, signing out until the next movie review.
Cheers, lads.